So today we're going to be solving some logarithmic equations, some equations that have logarithms in them. And a few of them are going to be really easy, and a few of them are going to be a little bit tricky. So one thing to keep in mind is that logarithms help us solve for exponents. So when I see this first problem, there's a logarithm that I can't type in on the calculator. I'm going to have to go ahead and use the inverse, which is an exponent. So I like to think of like filling in the boxes here. You know, where do these 2, 8, and the x go in this problem? Well, we can see that 2 is at the base or the bottom of the problem. So 2 is going to go at the base or the bottom of the exponent. And then one idea is that logarithms help us solve for exponents. So this log helps us solve for the exponent, which is 8. And the only thing left is the x in there, so we can fill that in. So at this point, we're just going to type in 2 to the power of 8 on the calculator, and we can see that that's 256. So x is equal to 256. I'm welcome to go ahead and double check my answer. I go to the math menu, I press up a few times to find log base. Log base 2 of 256. Does it give me 8? Yes, it does, so I know that I'm correct. Cool. We'll check out the second problem. Notice there's still an x, there's still a 2, there's still an 8. They're just in slightly different spots. So I like to use this exponent form and think about filling in the boxes here. So we can see that x is the base at the bottom, so I'm going to put x at the base or the bottom of the exponent. Big idea is that logs help us solve for exponents. So that 8 is the exponent. And the only thing left is the 2. Now, this one I cannot type in the calculator right away. So I'm going to have to solve this using the 8th root. So in order to solve the 8th exponent, the 8th power, I'm going to take the 8th root of both sides. And those will cancel out and give me the x by itself. I think I'll need the calculator for this one. The 8th root, and 8. Math menu, go down to the root, the little x there, that'll find any root. The 8th root of 2 is 1.09 approximately. I can go ahead and type this back into the original by going to the math menu, up to log base. I'm guessing or supposing that the base is 1.09, rounded. And I'm going to see if typing in, if I get to 8, 8.04, yeah, because we rounded our answer. Cool. Here's a logarithm that's really easy. Why? The x is already by itself, so I don't have to change this to exponent form. All I got to do is type in the left side of the calculator. So go to the math menu, go up to log base 2 of 8. That's how you say it. Log base 2 of 8 is equal to, and this is a 3. So keep in mind that logs help you solve for exponents. So even if I wanted to, I don't have to, but I can go ahead and change it to exponent form and see if this makes sense. 2 is at the base or the bottom. Logs help us solve for the exponents, which is a 3. What we solve for, and does that get me to 8? Yeah. 2 times 2 times 2 gets you to 8. So I've checked my answer. Alright, we'll take a look at a few problems that are a little bit different here, and I'll see if I can do these without boxes. Alright? So, I have a log I cannot type in. So, I'm going to put the base at the bottom. Logs help us solve for exponents. So 2 is the exponent. And what's left is x plus 4. Now I do 3 squared, which is 9. And I subtract 4 from both sides to get my answer of 5. Let's plug it in and see if it's good. Math menu, up to log base. Base is 3. We're checking if 5 is plugged in. And does this take us to an answer of 2? Absolutely it does. Alright, the next one, we have another logarithm that we cannot type in the calculator, so we're going to go to exponent form. Remember that logs help us solve for exponents. All right, the base at the bottom is the x. Logs help us solve for exponents, which is the 3. And that would take us to an 81. At this point, we need to go ahead and take the third root to solve for x. And x is equal to, if you don't know the third root, you type 3. Head to the math menu. There is a third root, but I already hit the 3, so I'm going to go to just the root button. The third root of 81. 4.33 we can round that to. Onto the hundredths place. And let's go ahead and check it by plugging in math menu. Log base. 4.33, remember we rounded that, of 81. Does it get us to about 3? 2.998, yes it does. Cool, I think we got one more here, and this is a log base that I can already type in, so I'm just going to go ahead and type it in. I don't need to change this to exponent form. Math menu, up to log base 4 of 64 is equal to a 3, so I just replace that with a 3. I don't change it to exponent form. I bring down the rest, and then we have some basic algebra, subtracting 6 from both sides, and x is equal to a negative 3. Let's go ahead and plug it in and double check and make sure that we're good. If I type in math menu, a log base 4 of 64 on the left side, and on the right side, if I plug in negative 3 plus 6 on the right side, the left side is equal to the right side. So we know that we're good. And that's your review on solving logarithmic equations.